Good evening, Tallahassee, and welcome to Tuesday night's edition of FSU Weather. As always, we're going to start you with a live look at Doak here. Very pretty sunset that we've got. It's been getting earlier and earlier, 69 degrees and very clear out. Not a cloud in the sky you can see there, but the sunset still very beautiful despite the clouds that normally help it. Current temperature is 69 here, 70s a little bit further west, and then 60s a little bit further east there, and we're cooling down pretty quick. We're going to cool down a lot here. 49 in Tallahassee, 40s for a lot of our areas. If not, you're in the 50s. So once that sun goes down, you're going to start to feel that. And right now we have no tropical activity either. We're starting to kind of taper off for the season here. Not a lot going on in the Atlantic. But for your headlines today, we've got heat and the drought that's just persisting. It hasn't been able to go away. We're also going to go over Trivia Tuesday as always, and Sky of the Week. All this and more on FSU Weather. Well, hello you guys. It is Tuesday night. I'm student meteorologist Ainsley Goebel and
I'm student meteorologist Katie Allen.
Yeah, and this is actually your second time on the show. We forgot to introduce you in the first one, but you've been doing great already. How does it feel?
Oh, thanks, Ainsley. I'm so excited to be here. It's so much fun, so thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. We've been experiencing some warmer temperatures than normal, especially for this time of year. I mean, if you look at the temperatures, you would think, wow, is it really November?
Yeah, it's not feeling very festive. I'm very excited for Thanksgiving coming up and then Christmas, but it's not feeling very holiday weather. I'm not wanting to sip some hot cocoa quite yet, so a little disappointing on that end, but there's plenty of stuff to do with this warm weather still out. I know this past weekend I enjoyed the game, not freezing my face off. Plenty of my friends were at Thomasville or Providence Canyon, so still good weather to enjoy the outside.
Yeah, for sure. I've been enjoying the outside a lot, usually around like sunset. That tends to be the perfect time. Right after that, it does start to get a little bit chillier, but those are those temperatures we wish that were here during the day. So we'd be even colder at night if it weren't for that. But yeah, plenty of great things to go do outside and a very high pressure system that has been sitting over us. Very great weather to get outside, not a cloud, no precip to really worry about for the time here. We do need the precip. We have been in a pretty big drought, but you know, we can be grateful for the time being. Just be careful if you're outside. Don't light any fires, bonfires. Don't risk anything right now because it is very, very dry out. But we're going to touch a little bit more on that as we go into the local. Chloe's going to start to kind of tell us a little more about that.
Yes, absolutely. We've been seeing much of a copy and paste forecast lately with very high temperatures, very low rain chances as well. But meanwhile, we are looking at a beautiful sunset that is heading over Doak Campbell Stadium. Very clear skies, very mild temperatures as well. As we can see, we are hitting 71 in Tallahassee and 72 in Bainbridge. And for our current dew points, our dry weather is really reflected here. As you can see, our dew points are really low over in Thomasville, southern Georgia area, still relatively low, and Tallahassee a little higher over by the coast where Perry is. And as you look over at Apalachicola, a little more moist over there because of the ocean, of course. This is reflected in our drought monitor. We are seeing a pretty severe drought currently, actually, so make sure to limit those bonfires, make sure to limit the campfire, because when the air is so extremely dry, these fires can spread so incredibly quickly. We're also seeing pretty bad news for farmers lately because of their crop yield. They've been seeing very low crop yield because we're getting very low moisture content, very low precipitation. And this is shown in our temperature almanac. We're seeing a very high temperatures for today. As you can see, only 4 degrees lower than our record. We're seeing pretty normal lows, just a bit lower than our average, sitting at 47. We're sitting at 40 for our low, 80 for our high. This is because of the dry weather we have been seeing. And for our live radar, we're seeing very quiet, calm skies. And as we look into the rest of the week, it's going to stay the same. We have just some cloud cover rolling in, but not much to look forward to. And then if you want to head out tomorrow morning, bring your dog out. We're seeing pretty nice temperatures. At 7 a.m., 49 degrees, perfect temperatures. Bring maybe a little jacket. You can shed it around 11 a.m. because it is going to be hitting mid-70s. And as we look into tonight's forecast, it is still going to be pretty low in the mid-50s or low 50s, excuse me, up in Thomasville along with Tallahassee, mid-50s as well in Apalachicola. And for tomorrow afternoon, still pretty high temperatures because it is so warm out. Here's a little look at your 7-day forecast, but I'm going to hand it off to Katie, who will be talking to you about the southeast.
Yes, thank you so much, Chloe. Yeah, so if we're looking into the southeast region, going to come up soon. There we go. All right, yeah, so we're just catching some beautiful sunsets. I think Tampa definitely takes the cake for the sunsets that we're seeing tonight. LA, maybe clear your cameras a little bit. It's a little foggy over there, but beautiful night shaping out to happen tonight. 77 in Tampa. We're seeing 73 over here in Nashville. Current conditions, we're sitting at 69 degrees here in Tallahassee. Pretty cool, dry, clear skies tonight. Perfect time and conditions for a nice little nightly walk, stroll, enjoy this weather. We're staying pretty dry up in the north, 37 in Atlanta, 32 up in Charlotte, but this moisture is actually moving down to the south, 63 all the way in Miami. So we're seeing that kind of creep in, some moist dews coming in. As far as our radar that we're seeing right now, nothing to worry about here in Tallahassee or really anything in the Panhandle or the Big Bend region. But if you are near the Memphis area, make sure that you maybe stay inside. There is a severe thunderstorm watch going on there right now, so be wary of that. Looking in further this week into Wednesday and Thursday, nothing for the next couple days, but Thursday and Friday we're seeing some scattered clouds and storms. But because of the high pressure system that was mentioned kind of sitting in the Gulf, it's going to kind of fizzle out, which is unfortunate because, as we have been talking about over and over again, we are stuck in this extreme drought, still very red here in Tallahassee. We really need some of that rain. Selfishly, I don't want the rain. I love all the sunshine, but we really need some of that precipitation coming in. But these clear skies, maybe you're taking a trip to Charlotte over the next 4 days with the holidays coming up. Maybe you're going home to somewhere in these areas. Pretty clear, dry, high 70s. It's going to warm up towards the end of the week. If you are finding yourself in Memphis, Tennessee in the next couple of days, kind of a higher chance on Friday, so maybe stay inside Friday. But again, those 70s, lows in the 60s. And then in New Orleans, we're actually seeing a little bit of a peak towards the 80s in New Orleans. So kind of warmer there, but stay inside Friday if you're in New Orleans too. But it is clearing up for our weekend if you're enjoying some time over there. For tonight's forecast, we're actually one of the coldest that we're seeing tonight, 49 degrees here in Tallahassee, so maybe stay inside tonight, 71 all the way in Miami. And we're actually going to be the same temperature as Miami, though, tomorrow. We're warming back up to 83. But Ansley's going to tell us if this is reflected over on the national scale.
Yeah, thank you so much, Katie. So we're going to be taking a broader scope here at the U.S. It looks like it could be October, maybe even September, with the temperatures that we're seeing. 83 in San Antonio, 83 in Dallas. A little cooler as you get further north, but still pretty warm for this time in November. Now, about half of the U.S. is going to be experiencing above average temperatures here until Friday, and your dew point's pretty dry as well, so that's going to kind of help with getting those high temperatures up. We do have a little surge of moisture kind of coming off the Gulf here, moving pretty slow, but not giving too much relief to too many people here. As we take a look at the drought monitor, we could use a lot of that moisture, especially here in the Tallahassee area. I'll touch on that. We are in severe, there's a lot of that lack of rain in September and even October a little bit, not as drastic, but we've been seeing little to no rain, and especially out west, as always, they do seem to be in a bit of a long-term drought out there. But as we take a look at our active alerts, they're getting a little bit of precip. So you can see some of that flood watch, flood warning. So I wouldn't call it the most efficient rainfall right now, but make sure to take note of those warnings coming through your area and a little bit of wintry weather advisories as well. So as we zoom in, you can see we've got watches and warnings for both the floods and for the wintry weather. That's that cutoff low. It's kind of made landfall on California, so it's bringing a lot of precip. And over here, we've got a severe thunderstorm watch, severe thunderstorm warning. You can see it, kind of tiny one. Maybe it's fizzled out, expired by now. Was here about 5 minutes ago, but that severe thunderstorm watch is going to persist throughout a lot of the night, and also a dense fog advisory that we could kind of see moving to the Tallahassee area tomorrow morning. So when you wake up, make sure to just check your alerts before you get on the road here. Taking a look, zooming in on this cutoff low in California, it's pretty slow moving, dumping a lot of heavy rain, hence the severe thunder or severe flood warnings that we've been seeing come along with it. It's pretty slow moving, but as we take a look over here, we've got a lot more precip moving quite a bit faster here, so that's not too much that we have to worry about in terms of intensity. But down here, you can definitely see a little bit more popping up, and it looks like we can see a little bit better here, those severe thunderstorm warnings. There's 2 of them now, and you can kind of see those cells start to sprout up pretty quickly as compared to the more, I'm assuming, upper level stuff moving a little bit faster here. As we take a look at the future, you're going to kind of see that low keep moving onshore, kind of form more of a line, not be as intense, but still quite a bit of rain associated with that. And then over on the East Coast, we'll see that precip kind of make its way out of the area, and a lot of the country still sitting in some pretty high pressure. And as we move into Thursday, we could see a little bit of a line develop here in Texas and then make its way, kind of fizzle out, and another possibly round 2 associated with some cold fronts that could be coming through the area. Might not make it to Tallahassee, but we could use that rain. We hope it does. In terms of our outlook, this is tomorrow. This is your slight risk. So we could see tornadoes. Can't rule out the possibility. Very, very low chance, but the primary threat here is going to be wind and then hail. Hail's about 15% here. So definitely make sure to heed those warnings. Of course, we'll keep you updated as we get a little closer. It'll probably be this time of night tomorrow. And for tonight's temperatures, we are going to dip down pretty low, 48 here in Tallahassee. Definitely colder as you get further north, 30 up near Detroit, 32 in Boston. So a lot of us are experiencing those higher above temperatures during the day, but also probably those low lows at night when most of us are sleeping. Tomorrow, though, it's going to shoot right back up, and we're going to see those highs kind of play out. 30, 83, 83, lots of sun to be seen here in the southeast as well. And now we are going to take it on over to Trivia Tuesday with Chloe and I, where we're going to be talking a little bit more about some fun stuff, the Aurora Borealis. Oh no, I might have just ruined the Trivia 1 question. What is another name for the Northern Lights?
Oh,
You want to take a guess?
Aurora Borealis,
I
maybe?
think you might
by
be onto
chance?
something. I'm so sorry. We don't look at these before. I'm just used to calling it that because I'm a nerd. I'm so sorry. Let's go on to our second question.
What is the most common color of the Northern Lights? Ooh, you might be holding down the fort on this one. Maybe
I
like
want to say green.
green.
We see a lot of red, but that's, I think, higher up in the atmosphere. Let's see. I think it's green. Okay,
Oh,
cool.
great job. 2
Yeah.
in a row. Amazing.
And then let's see. What allows electrically charged particles to interact with Earth's magnetic field to create the Northern Lights? What do you think?
I know it's something to do with it interfering with the gases in the atmosphere, but I don't know exactly why.
I think I agree with you. I just don't remember which one. I think it's happening up in the thermosphere, I want to say.
I would say
it's
thermos, yeah.
interacting with nitrogen, but I could be totally wrong. And I think different colors interact with different things. So red interacts with some gas.
I think
Green
you're
does
correct.
too.
Yes.
I could be wrong. I don't know. I should know more about this, but
Me too.
let's see.
Ooh, solar winds bring charged particles emitted by the sun. These charged particles excite the molecules in Earth's atmosphere, causing them to emit light. We were
So,
both a
We
little
might
off.
have right answers, but it wasn't the answer that they were looking for.
We were on the
But
right track, I'd say.
Yeah, that is also great to know. And according to NOAA's space weather scale, how strong do geomagnetic storms need to be to reach lower latitudes? Nothing. I think it has to be a G4 in order for it to reach us here in Tallahassee, at least. And I think the last ones that did reach us were G4. And then one source was saying G5. I don't know if I believe that, but I think it was expected to be easily a G4
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, so-
That's amazing. Great job.
Yeah, and then let's see. I think that's it. I think that's all we have for the Trivia Tuesday. But yeah, I've actually seen the Northern Lights twice now. I booked a very expensive trip to Norway and looked at the Northern Lights, and I have also seen it here as well. But for now, we're going to take a look at this. These are some pretty nice skies here in Tallahassee.
Yes, we're seeing an early on sunset, absolutely beautiful. We have some little wispy cirrus clouds as well. I love to see it.
Yeah. Cirrus clouds are probably my favorite. And if you combine that with the sunset, I really don't know how much
Me
better
too,
it could
honestly, they're perfect. So, like, it almost looks like an art piece, like a painting.
get. It looks very wispy. That's my favorite word to describe cirrus
Yes,
clouds.
very much.
And then for our second one, this was actually captured by my parents, Vicky and Daniel Goebel. They were looking at the Northern Lights in Nebraska. I bet this is up on a bluff looking to the north, and I can only imagine, I know that's their first time really seeing it, so must have been a pretty magical moment. I think when I
Yes.
saw mine in Norway, it wasn't even that. We only saw green. We didn't even see pink. So I think my parents might have had a cheaper experience and a better experience
Yeah,
at
it
that
looks
too. So
absolutely beautiful. And we even have a little Christmas gradient going on. 'Tis
yeah,
the season.
it does look very Christmas. I saw that and I was
Yes.
like, how perfect. But if you want your picture to be featured on here, send it in to us. You can find us on social media, FSU Weather, or if you know any of our social medias, by all means, you can stalk us and send the photos to us, and we'll choose the best photos to be featured on Tuesdays for each day of the week. So yeah, we
Yes, please
love
do
to see
so.
anytime that anybody else sends stuff in. It is a perfect example of how we, interact with people. I know my grandparents watch a lot of this. What about you? Do you have
Oh, my parents for sure. I saw a lot of Facebook posts from my mother.
our biggest supporters always here, and they love to send in the photos, so I love to see that for sure.
Yes, me too. Especially where my parents live in my hometown, over in Pensacola, the sunsets are absolutely beautiful by the beach. It's honestly a dream.
Oh, I
miss
believe it. I think the only redeeming thing right now in Nebraska is the sunsets. I bet it's pretty cold up there. So, sorry guys, but if you follow us on X at FSU Weather, stay tuned.
Like us on Facebook at FSU Weather.
And if you have Instagram, follow us on FSU Weather.
And if you're on YouTube, subscribe for us at FSU Weather.
And last but not least, TikTok, follow us at FSU Weather. And here's one last look at the week ahead.